Hello and welcome back to the Architect's Guide to Salesforce Agentforce 360. In today's episode, we are exploring another exciting hands-on use case from bot to human, the Smart Escalation Path, designed to enable smarter and more seamless conversation handoffs. In this scenario, our goal is to empower the Agentforce bot to seamlessly identify when a conversation needs human intervention and smartly hand it off to a live service agent without losing context or continuity. To achieve this, we will walk through four simple steps. Firstly, we will enable omni-channel routing configurations. This configuration ensures that when a conversation needs to move from the bot to a human, it's automatically routed to the next available service agent. No manual steps required. Secondly, we will create two new flows to control the direction of conversation routing. Firstly, an inbound flow routes web message to the Agentforce bot, and next, an outbound flow transfers the conversation from a bot to a human agent. Thirdly, we will set up and update the Agentforce AI configuration. We will use the standard topic escalation, and we will create a connection linking both the inbound and the outbound escalation flows to that topic. And last but not least, we will test this escalation via a community cloud site. We will test everything inside a community cloud site. This involves setting up MIAW, messaging in-app and web, embedded service deployments, and adding Agentforce to your community cloud homepage. By the end of this session, you will see the complete handoff in action and understand exactly how to configure each step in Salesforce. In this segment, we will set up the omni-channel configuration that enables our Agentforce agent to seamlessly escalate conversations to a live human agent. So let's walk through each configuration steps. Step 1 is to enable enhanced omnichannel routing. So let's navigate to setup, omnichannel settings. Let's toggle on the enhanced omnichannel routing and then tick the checkbox, enable omnichannel. This ensures that the Salesforce can intelligently route conversations based on availability and capability. Next, step 2, we will create an omnichannel routing configuration that defines how the work items are prioritized and assigned. Let's go to setup, omnichannel routing configurations, and let's create a new record. Let's name it as MIAW agent routing configuration. And routing priority as 1, the routing model as most available, and the units of capacity as 1. This setup ensures the conversations are routed to the most available agent in real time. Now, step 3, let's define a present status for our agents so that they can appear online and ready to receive messages. Navigate to setup, omnichannel presence status, and create a new record. Let's name it as agent available, status online, channels as live messaging. So I've already created one. So let's have a look at that. Name as agent available, status as online, and channel as live messages. This makes sure your human agents can receive live chats during handoff once they are online and available. Now, in step 4, it's time to create the omnichannel routing queue to group your available agents and associate them with the routing configuration. So let's go to setup, users, and queues to create a new queue. So let's have a look at the MIAW agent routing queue. So we have named this MIAW agent routing queue, and we have chosen the existing previously created routing configuration, MIAW agent routing configuration, and the available objects as messaging user and messaging session. And once you create, let's do the assignment of queue members by adding your human service agents, for example, your service cloud users or your own user account, which is a system administrator. This queue acts as the pool of agents ready to receive escalated conversations. Next, step 5, let's create a permission set for service presence. So we will make sure users have access to the present status we just created. Let's navigate to setup permission sets. So I've already created a permission set named agent service presence. So let's open that. So under the permission set, Let's navigate to service presence status, click edit, and select the previously created AI agent available. Finally, assign this permission set to your system administrator, which is you, and any other relevant Service Cloud users. This ensures that the users can appear online and ready to accept incoming Cloud chats. Next, as step 6, let's create a custom console app. So we will create a Lightning console app to host our Omni-Channel workspace. So let's go to Setup, App Manager, and let's create a new Lightning app. Let's call it as MIAW console app. Click Next and choose the navigation style as console. Next. And under utility, let's add the Omni-Channel widget. This creates a workspace where agents can manage live conversations and escalations efficiently. And that's it. You have now set up the Omni-Channel foundation that powers smart escalation, connecting your Agentforce bot with live service agents seamlessly. In this segment, we will be setting up two Omni-Channel routing flows that define how the conversations are directed, both inbound to the bot and outbound to a human agent. So let's walk through each configuration step together. Let's first create those two custom omnichannel routing flows. To control the direction of conversation routing, we will create two custom flows, one for inbound messages and for one outbound escalations. For the creating of the inbound flow, the inbound flow handles web messages that should be routed directly to the Agentforce bot. So let's navigate to setup flows. And the easiest way to get started is by cloning the existing flow. So you can open the existing routing conversations to Agentforce service agents, standard flow, and save it as a new flow named agent route to AN. In this flow, let's update the route work element. So we update the service channel as message, route to Agentforce service agent, and select the previously created service agent, MIAW AI agent. And the queue ID for followed by queue, let's use the previously created MIAW agent routing queue. Once all updates are made, activate this flow. This ensures that any new web message is automatically routed to the MIAW AI agent for initial engagement. Secondly, let's create that outbound escalation flow. So let's configure that outbound flow. This will handle the escalations from bot to a human agent when the conversation requires personal assistance. Once again, we can open the existing route conversations to agent service agent standard flow and save it as a new flow named agent route conversations to human. So let's have a look at that. Similar as before, let's update the route work element. Again, same as before, service channel as message. In this case, let's use route to queue and use the existing MIAW agent routing queue. Once all these changes are done, let's activate this flow once again. This setup ensures that when an escalation trigger occurs, the conversation is instantly routed to an available human agent from the MIAW routing queue, maintaining context and continuity. And that's it for this stage. You are now built the core routing logic that powers both directions of the handoff from customer to bot and from bot to human. In this segment, let's configure the Agentforce agent with the standard escalation topic, as well as connecting both the inbound and the outbound routing flows. In step 8, let's configure the Agentforce with the standard escalation topic. We will use the standard topic escalation, which comes out of the box with Agentforce. This topic is specifically designed to handle smart, context-aware handoffs between AI and human agents. So let's navigate to setup and click on the agents and open the previously created MIAW AI agent. Once you open in Builder to access the configuration interface, you can click on Add Topic to choose the escalation from the list, which I've already added. Next, as step number 9, let's wire up the connections automatically for the inbound and the outbound flows, which we have did earlier. Let's click on the connections tab, messaging, and at the inbound flow, you created agent route to AI. This ensures that the new web messages are routed to the Agentforce bot first. Then at the outbound escalation flow, which is the agent route conversations to human. This flow triggers when escalation occurs, transferring the conversation to the Omni-Channel queue for live agents. Once connected, your Agentforce agent can now switch between bot and human to support dynamically. No manual interventions required. There you have it. Your Agentforce agent is now fully integrated with omnichannel routing and can seamlessly escalate conversations from AI to human agents in real time. So let's test this. Let's open the Agentforce conversation preview and try asking, can I please speak to a human agent? Fortunately, escalation to a human agent cannot be tested directly inside the Agentforce conversation builder, though it says one moment while we connect to the next service representative. To, to experience it in action, you will need to activate your agent, deploy it in a custom community site, and then run a live test from there. So in the next stage, let's focus on setting up the custom community site to do the end-to-end escalation testing. All right. In this final segment, we'll be bringing everything together by setting up messaging for in-app and web, the MIAW, creating an embedded service deployment, and finally deploying it all inside a custom community site for live testing. So as step number 10, let's create the MIAW. We will start by configuring the messaging channel, which acts as the bridge between your website and the Agentforce agent. So let's navigate to setup, messaging settings, and make sure the messaging is enabled. Let's create a new channel. Let's click on start and choose the native channel as embedding message or enhanced chat. Let's call it as MIAW AI as a channel name and the deployment type as web. And you can provide your corporate domain. For this example, let me call it as mysite.com and click on next. And the routing type, let's choose OmniFlow. And the flow definition, our previously created agent route to AI. And the fallback queue, same as MIAW agent routing queue. And click save. Once all fields are set, activate the messaging channel. All right. As next step, which is step number 11, let's create an embedded service deployment, which defines how messaging appears on your website or the community portal. Again, let's navigate back to setup, embedded service deployments. And for this example, let me show you the existing MIAW AI service deployment, which I've already created. Name as MIAW AI and the messaging channel, which we just created, the MIAW AI. Again, once created, make sure you activate and publish this deployment. Then let's navigate to settings, click on edit, and you can choose customer user interface settings such as enabling delivery reports, show read receipts, typing indicators, etc. So for this use case, I've activated show typing indicator. This small addition creates a more natural and interactive customer experience, driving live conversations. All right, finally, let's deploy it all in a community site where your customers can actually interact with the Agentforce bot and experience escalation in action. So for that, let's navigate to setup all sites and create a new community called MIAW service, which I've already created here. And the URL contains MIAW support. Once the site is created, open it in Experience Builder and go to the home page. From the component panel, drag and drop the embedded messaging component onto the page. Select MIAW AI deployment, which we have previously created. Finally, publish the site. Before we wrap up the setup. There is one last but very important step to ensure your Agentforce deployment runs securely when embedded onto your community site. For that, as a step number 30, let's create a cross-origin resource sharing policy. Let's navigate to setup, search for course. We will now configure the course setting in Salesforce to allow your community site to safely communicate with the platform. So click on new to create a new course entry. In the URL pattern, let's enter https://*my.site.com. Then save the record. Alright, now it's time to put everything we have built into action. We have just completed the full setup from Agentforce AI engagement to omni-channel routing and finally live escalation to a human agent, all deployed on your community cloud site. Now let's test it step by step. Firstly, let's activate the human agent's availability. First, we need to make sure our human service agent is online and ready to receive escalation conversations. So let's go to our app launcher, choose the newly created MIAW console app. And in the bottom left, you see the Omni-Channel widget. Change your status to AI agent available. This sets your presence to online, allowing you to receive any incoming escalation requests through Omni-Channel. Alright, next, let's switch over to the community site to simulate a real customer chat. So let's navigate to setup all sites, look for the MIAW service, and click on the site URL. For this test, I've opened it in a new browser window and let's start the conversation. Let me ask, what is the return policy? If you notice the response, this comes from a previously created knowledge article and we have gone into the details of how to set up this in our episode number 1. And now let's request for an escalation. Can I please speak to a human agent? Voila! And there it is. You can see how the conversation is seamlessly handed off from the bot to a live human agent, all in real time through configured Omni-Channel routing. And that's how you bring Agentforce and Service Cloud together for an intelligent, human-assisted customer experience, the perfect blend of AI efficiency and human empathy.